CJ Flyer back with another YouTube video. So March Madness has been nothing short of incredible this year in 2024, and it makes you wonder, with the ratings up despite the fact that the talent is obviously not as strong as the NBA, could the NBA benefit from reformatting their playoffs instead of having a 7-game series going to a single elimination format? Obviously that would never happen because there's less money involved then, less games, less revenue. It just wouldn't happen. But let's just say in this fantasy fairy tale world that the NBA decided, all right, all 30 teams, single elimination bracket, let's go. And so that is exactly what we're going to do here. We've put in, as you can see on the screen right now, this is the Eastern Conference. We're going to have 2 separate brackets, one for the Eastern Conference, one for the Western Conference. The finalists from both will play each other in the ultimate championship game for the 2024 NBA playoffs. The seeding is based on the standings at the time that this is being recorded on Sunday, April 7th. And of course, because it's 30 teams instead of 32 teams, the 2 1 seeds, the 1 seed from the East being the Celtics and the 1 seed from the West being the Denver Nuggets, will have bye rounds to start the first round. Starting off the tournament, we got the Brooklyn Nets versus the Indiana Pacers. Brooklyn took the early lead in the first half, but Indiana coming back in the fourth quarter. They got more than a double-digit lead here going into the final seconds. They are going to end up winning this one 118-107 with 3 Pacers players with 20 plus points. Of course, Tyrese Halliburton being one of those players with 21 and 9 assists. The Atlanta Hawks and the Miami Heat going at it. The Heat, of course, known to be a Cinderella team in the NBA playoffs in real life, and right here they are just demolishing the Atlanta Hawks. Look at that lead right there, 153-114. Tyler Hero with 29, Jimmy Butler with 28, Terry Rozier with 25, and Duncan Robinson with 20. That is like a scoring performance for the ages for a single team. The Toronto Raptors versus the New York Knicks. Can Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Dante DiVincenzo bring back some of that March Madness flair that they had while they were playing in Villanova? And sure enough, right now the Knicks up by 6 with 1.5 minutes left. The ball's given to Grady Dick at the top of the key, 20 seconds left on the shot clock. What can the Raptors do to get a score here? They're running a pick and roll, getting it down to McDaniels, who's getting the easy bucket to bring the Raptors within 4 points. Josh Hart now bringing the ball up. They have all the time in the world. Should the Raptors foul? Maybe they should, maybe they shouldn't. It looks like they're trying to run a post-up play here for OG Anunoby with Gary Trent Jr. guarding him. OG with a couple pump fakes, pivoting, passing it back out. 7 seconds on the shot clock. What's Josh Hart going to do now? He's getting a different pick from a different player. Here he goes, driving in, contested layup, and able to get that one to go down, putting the lead back up to 6 points. Grady Dick bringing it down again. What is this play going to be? Gary Trent Jr. coming off a couple screens, not getting the ball. Here comes the pick and roll with McDaniels. Again, wide open dunk. And yeah, the Raptors are going to have to foul now if they want to stay in this. They're running a full court press. Oh, they got a steal. No way. Grady Dick. Oh, but he missed the mid-range jump shot. Oh, that would have been clutch. Okay, the Knicks made both free throws, so the Raptors really need to get 3 points on the board here if they're going to have any kind of a chance to get back as they call a timeout. Oh my goodness, and look at that cut inside. Emmanuel quickly getting the ball, the former New York Knick, missing the contested layup, getting his own rebound, getting the layup to go. Raptors got a foul quick here. They made some substitutions after the timeout. Looks like they got defending champion Bruce Brown right there going for the foul on DiVincenzo. And the Knicks missing both free throws. Oh, but they got the offensive board. Mitchell Robinson getting in there and grabbing that ball right away. He's going to go ahead now and get his shot at a couple free throws, but he's missing as well. The Knicks are making it really difficult for themselves. They could have a quite more sizable lead at this moment, but they're only up by 5. The Raptors, if they can get a quick shot, they have no timeouts. They need to run it down. RJ Barrett, the former New York Knick, passing it off. Now Emmanuel quickly with the fading 3 to the side. He's missing it, and that is probably going to do it as the Knicks, I mean, they could miss both these free throws and they probably still got the game in the bag. OG Anunoby making the first one, the former Toronto Raptor. Here he goes, putting up the second free throw. And yeah, the New York Knicks are going to be moving on to the next round. Jalen Brunson, the leading scorer with 23 points. Dante DiVincenzo with 21. The Chicago Bulls taking on Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. Can the Sixers get it done with their former MVP? They're up by 20 right now in the third quarter, to no one's surprise. And there you go. They're going to win this one 139 to 115. Embiid with 36. And ooh, Buddy Hield, 6 of 10 from 3 with 30 points. The Washington Wizards facing the Cleveland Cavaliers. You'd expect the Cavs should have no problem getting this win. And there you go. In the third quarter, they're starting to pull away a bit, although it is kind of close. Only winning this one 120 to 107. Donovan Mitchell with 25. Darius Garland with 22 points. The Detroit Pistons, one of the worst teams in the league, facing off against the Milwaukee Bucks, who recently have actually lost quite a few games with Doc Rivers as their new coach. But it looks like the Bucks are going to go ahead, take this first one with Damian Lillard getting 42 points off 12 of 25 shooting. Now we got the Charlotte Hornets and the Orlando Magic, who were most recently two of the worst teams in the East, but this season the Magic really stepping up to the plate and able to make things happen. This one is going down to the wire. The Hornets have a 1-point lead with 47 seconds left. Here we go, Magic with the ball, down one. Jonathan Isaac inbounding, looking for Franz Wagner. He's going to pass off to the other Wagner brother and get the ball right back. Jonathan Isaac with the clutch 3-point from the right wing, putting the Magic up by 2 with 40 seconds left in this game. We got Trey Mann, recently acquired from the Oklahoma City Thunder, just taking it right in bully ball and not able to get it to go. LaMelo Ball nowhere to be found. He is not on the court at this time. The Magic getting it down to the post to Jonathan Isaac, who misses the tough contested layup. Hornets get the defensive board, call the timeout, down by 2. They have a chance to either win or tie here. LaMelo Ball gets subbed back in. Nick Richards, the inbounder, giving it to LaMelo. Here he goes, top of the key, 20 seconds left. Do they go for a final shot, or are they just going to try to score as quickly as possible? Here he is, getting the screen. Not a great screen at all. LaMelo still stuck. Oh my goodness, the contested 3. No way! LaMelo Ball with the clutch bucket. Magic now with 9 seconds left. Did the Hornets give them too much time? Cole Anthony running the play. Jalen Suggs open for a little bit. Cole Anthony with some space, missing it. Oh, man. And that's going to do it. We have our first upset of the single elimination tournament. The Charlotte Hornets taking down the Orlando Magic in Orlando. LaMelo Ball with 28. Brandon Miller with 27 in the victory. Here we are with the second round in the East. We got the Celtics and Sixers matched up. The Knicks and the Hornets. The Pacers and the Cavs, and the Bucks and the Heat. And the Hornets, who we just saw take down the Orlando Magic, starting off against this one in New York. They were down by double digits, but it is once again a very close game here in the fourth quarter. The Hornets only down by 4. Down in the last few minutes, however, the Knicks started to pull away, and they're going to get the win. Jalen Brunson with 43 points, Precious Achiuwa with 21 in the victory. Pacers and Cavs considered a regional rivalry. Cavs going back and forth with them, but now getting a good-sized lead here, up by double digits in the fourth quarter, and winning this one 110 to 91. Garland, the leading scorer for the Cavs with 29. The two other players with 20-plus points, Mobley and Mitchell. The Celtics, of course, with the bye in the first round, now getting their first matchup here against Embiid and the Sixers. That is not the matchup you want to see if you are the Celtics, getting a bye round. And going into the fourth quarter, they are down by 10 against the Sixers. But coming right back, and here we are, tie game with 2 minutes left. The Sixers, though, going on a run, now up by 8. And can the Celtics make the comeback? They're down by 3 now with 23 seconds left. Sixers with the ball to inbound. You imagine the Celtics are going to foul right away, and indeed they do. Kyle Lowry now, the former Miami Heat player, is going to be going to the free throw line. Can he hit these 2 tough free throws in Boston? And sure enough, makes the first one, going to put up the second one, and it's also good. Sixers up by 5. Porzingis with the inbound. Jaylen Brown coming off a couple screens. Porzingis refusing to pass. Now does so, top of the key. Jaylen Brown getting the screen from KP with the fading 3. Not getting it to go, and it's looking like it's all but over. The Sixers, if they could hit a couple more free throws, will put themselves up by 3 possessions. And that will do it as Maxey gets the first one there. One more, and that's that third possession of the lead. There he missed it. All right. Still a chance if Drew can hit this three right here, fading to the side, and it's not going to go. So that's going to be it. The Sixers getting the upset against the Celtics to move on to the next round in these Eastern single elimination playoffs. Maxey with 31 and Embiid with 29 points and 17 rebounds and 4 blocks too. Man, what a dominant performance to get the win in Boston and move on to the next round. Milwaukee versus Miami. Of course, the Bucks got upset in 7-game series last year against Miami in the first round. Will the Bucks fall flat again? So far, so good for them. They are up by double digits here with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and sure enough, they're going to get the victory 133 to 120, leaving us with 4 more teams in the East. The Knicks and the Sixers on one end, the Bucks and the Cavs on the other. Bucks and Cavs. Right now, the Cavs have been a little bit of a surprise. It's a back and forth game here in the second quarter. Going into the final quarter of the game now, the Bucks have an 8-point lead, 6-point lead now with a minute left, and they're going to go ahead and take this one 131 to 120. Dame with 39, Middleton with 24. Where in the world is Giannis? He only had 10 points, but he did have 8 boards and 7 assists to help lead the team to a victory. Now on the other end, of course, the Knicks and the Sixers. The Knicks with a lot of players that have March Madness experience. They know what's up, and sure enough, they're taking a sizable lead here against the Sixers, who had just upset the Celtics, but it won't matter as Brunson wins the Finals MVP, or should I say, it's more like the Elite 8 final. And Dame, of course, the Elite 8 Finals MVP over on the other end of the East bracket. Okay, the winner of this game, Bucks versus Knicks, gets to move on to face off against the Western Conference finalists. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. We start off the simulation. Bucks taking a huge early lead, dominating this one, but the Knicks are staying right there, as you can see. Oh, now down 19 though. Not a good one. Yep, there we go. The Knicks tried to make a comeback, but not enough, as the Bucks end up winning by 7. Brunson put up 42 trying to lead his team to the victory and not getting it to happen. Giannis was the leader for the Bucks with 31 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. Dame with 25 points, and some other players contributing as well. Giannis was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP with that stat line. Also shot 42% from 3. Very impressive from him. Okay, now looking at the Western Conference bracket, we have none other than, of course, the Denver Nuggets with the 1 seed at the time that I'm recording this video. So they will get the bye in the first round. We got some interesting matchups here. The Clippers and Grizzlies will, of course, be a very exciting one, as, disclaimer, we don't have any injuries turned on. So Ja Morant is back, along with some of the other Grizzly studs. And there you go. So this one could be a very easy upset. I could easily see the Grizzlies making it to the Final Four in the West. First game of the West, we got the Suns versus the Rockets. Of course, I'd expect it to be a very tight matchup, especially with the way the Rockets have been playing recently, winning tons of games. And sure enough, the Rockets are going to take the upset in this one, winning 132 to 116. Even though Booker and Durant both getting 25 plus points in this one, the Rockets still able to get it done. And no one in particular scored a lot. I mean, Jalen Green did get 26. However, we can see here, 6 players in double-digit scoring for the Rockets, able to knock out Phoenix to move on to the next round in the West. Golden State and New Orleans. Of course, the Warriors with Stephen Curry from Davidson. We got Klay Thompson from Washington State. They have some experience in situations like this, single elimination games. They're down by 4 here late in the fourth quarter, now down by 10. It's not looking too good for them. And yeah, the Pelicans are starting to pull away. Of course, they also have some elite former college basketball players as well. CJ McCollum, who got the upset against Duke in his college basketball run, and Zion Williamson with Duke. Got 14 points, 7 rebounds, CJ with 29, and the Pelicans able to get the upset. The Warriors on the other end, Kuminga was the leading scorer. Yeah, I think if Kuminga's your leading scorer, you're probably not going to win the game, unfortunately. The Utah Jazz versus my favorite team in the Dallas Mavericks. The Jazz taking a huge early lead, but the Mavs able to come back here, getting the lead right back in this third quarter. It's now a little bit of back and forth action here. No one can get a sizable lead at this point. Several lead changes. We're now down to the last 4 minutes. The Jazz are starting to pull away, and it looks like they are going to get the upset. Dallas losing in round 1 despite Luka's 58 points. Oh my goodness. You could not write it any better than that for Luka anyways, not for the Mavs. Story of the Dallas Mavericks. Luka outperforming everyone on individual statistics and the team just falling flat. Meanwhile, the Utah Jazz, 25 points for Colin Sexton. Walker Kessler, 10 of 10 from the field with 20 points. Talen Horton-Tucker, 19. Yeah, a tremendous team effort. You can see was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Utah Jazz players scoring double digits. The Sacramento Kings and the Los Angeles Lakers, LeBron and company, can they get it done against Domantas Sabonis? I'm going to have to say, probably not at this point. You see that lead right there. And yeah, the Kings end up winning by 22 points. LeBron getting 32. Meanwhile, for Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox, 17 of 29 from the field, 44 points with 2 steals to add to it. All right, Portland, Oklahoma City, what do you got for us? OKC with the early lead. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, you know those guys are going to be able to get it done. 134 to 104. Jalen Williams with 31 points. Shai with 30. Giddey with 18. Cason Wallace 13. Wiggins with 12. Isaiah Joe 11. Chet with 10. My goodness, look at all of this scoring. We got some former elite college players that know what's up. San Antonio, can they get the upset against Minnesota? They're starting this game out with the early lead here in the first half, and going into the fourth quarter, they still have a little bit of a lead here. 6 points, 10 minutes left in that fourth quarter. It's getting close. Minnesota just keeps bringing it in. They did get the lead now. 4 minutes left in this game. It's a little bit of back and forth action here with under 3 minutes. San Antonio up 2. Sohan to inbound the ball. Spurs with that 2-point lead. Keldon Johnson trying to call for it, and they're going to pass it off to Branham. I really don't remember how to say his name. I got to apologize to him for that. Keldon Johnson with the 3, missing it. Here comes Monty Morris and the Timberwolves with a chance to tie or to take the lead. They're going to be running a play here. Looks like Naz Reid and Towns coming up. No one's setting any screens yet, but Morris has the mismatch as well as Towns, who gets the slam over Sohan. Keldon Johnson bringing it up with slow-mo Kyle Anderson guarding him. Can he be a defensive presence to stop him here? All right, Sohan now with the ball. Left wing, Keldon Johnson making the cut off ball, missing the contested layup, and Conley with the board, taking it down. 1 minute left in this game. It's a tie ball game. Giving it off to Towns again, who puts up the 3, missing it. And there's going right back. Keldon Johnson bringing it up down to Sohan. Easy layup on the fast break. That's going to give the Spurs a 2-point lead. Both teams with a timeout left. Morris now bringing it back up. What kind of player they're going to run? Towns with the quick slip screen, not getting anything going here. No one's getting open. Everyone looking a bit lost. Morris, not really sure what he's supposed to be doing, but Towns finally getting the ball in the post, getting right around Sohan. That is such an easy cut to the rim. No defense whatsoever. Too strong. Towns putting up the biceps. And all right, Keldon Johnson now looking for Jones. Not going to pass it to him. It looks like they're going to go with the Zach Collins pick and roll here. He's going to cut right in, give it to Collins. Easy layup. 15 seconds left. The Timberwolves, of course, going to call the timeout. Will they go for the tie or go for the win? The inbound going to Anthony Edwards, who has not touched the ball yet so far in the last couple of minutes of this fourth quarter. Now with the clock winding down, 7 seconds left, he's going to dribble it out, iso ball, pull up, step back, 3-pointer, missing it. And that is going to, almost do it. The Spurs, they get fouled right before the game clock expires. So there is a slight chance that things could still go the Wolves' way, as Sohan, with his one-handed free throws, missing the first one. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know. I know he shoots one-handed free throws, but I feel like you got to guarantee these makes here, as he makes the second one. No timeouts for the Wolves, so they're going to have to chuck it up, and they don't get that shot off in time. So that'll do it. The Spurs getting the upset despite Minnesota having a really great regular season, and they're going to end up losing this one in the first round. Keldon Johnson, the leading scorer with 27. Wemby, who is not out on the court in clutch time, with 25 points. Grizzlies against the Clippers. Like I was saying earlier, injuries are off, so Ja Morant is in this one. But despite that, the Clippers are getting a huge lead here in this game, up by more than 20, and they win this 143-104. Paul George with 28, Harden with 25, and Westbrook with 22 points. Here's what the bracket looks like for the final 8 teams in the West. And here's the matchup with the final 8 teams remaining in the West. Starting things off with the Jazz versus the Clippers, and the Jazz continuing to surprise us with the early lead against the Clippers. But it is still a close game here in the fourth quarter. Now going up to a double-digit lead, and the Jazz win again. They took out the Mavs, and now they're taking out the Clippers. Despite Paul George getting 27 points, Jordan Clarkson with 34, Colin Sexton 23, Walker Kessler with a double-double, including 7 blocks. Oh my goodness, the Utah Jazz are just coming out of nowhere. The Houston Rockets versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, a classic matchup back from the Westbrook versus Harden days. This game's going back and forth early on. We're now in the fourth quarter, still back and forth, getting down to the final few minutes, and the Oklahoma City Thunder currently have a 106-105 lead. It's Houston Rockets basketball. Dillon Brooks looking to inbound the ball. Fred VanVleet trying to make some moves to get open. He's being guarded by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, trying to run some ISO ball and get right around him. But the height mismatch and the size just not to VanVleet's advantage, as he has made his way from the left side to the right side of the court. Still can't get around him. Passing out to Dillon Brooks. Now to Whitmore in the corner. Going to get the screen from Tate. Wide open mid-range. That is money. Rockets taking the lead right back. Here comes Shai now with the ball. Guarded by VanVleet. He has that size mismatch. Will he take advantage of it? Yes, he will. He is just taking a little jog through the lane. No issue at all for him. Looks like he's not even trying. And VanVleet now, what's he going to do? If he was smart, he'd probably run a play, because it does not look like he is getting around Shai. And sure enough, losing his dribble, passing it off now to Eason, now to Brooks, back out to VanVleet. 5 seconds left. He's still just trying his best here. This is hard to watch. Not going to lie. Not going to lie. This is bad. This is real bad if you're a Houston fan. Shai with the ball, being guarded by VanVleet. You got to imagine he's probably going to go ISO again. Loses his dribble, pass off to Cason Wallace, who takes the 3 and hits that one to put the Thunder up by 4. VanVleet, I really need you to pass it to someone. And okay, I spoke too soon. I'm sorry for all the VanVleet fans out there. I underestimated him making that 3-point shot fading to the right side, but oh my goodness, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that is a nasty slam to put the lead back up to 3. Can the Rockets tie it here? Will VanVleet go for another 3-point attempt? Trying to put on some dribble moves, passing off to Dillon Brooks, now to Tate, back to Brooks. They're not really running any plays here. They're just kind of playing hot potato with the ball. No one's really sure what to do, but Whitmore able to get an open lane to bring it within 1. It looks like they might foul here as the Thunder inbound the ball. No, they're just running a full court press. Shai with the ball. They got to get a stop here and a score on the next possession if the Rockets are going to have a chance to win this one. But man, they just left Shai wide open. He missed it. Oh man, the Rockets have a chance to somehow get this victory. Brooks to inbound the ball yet again. VanVleet getting it. Is he going to go ISO, or are they going to actually run a play? It looks like they're running ISO. They got 3 guys on the right, 1 guy in the corner on the left. I believe that's Thompson, the rookie. VanVleet now trying to take... Oh, he got around Shai. Oh my goodness, he got him with the pump fake. VanVleet. No way. Man, I can't believe I was hating on Fred VanVleet earlier. He is balling out right now after being locked down by Shai in those first couple possessions in the last 2 minutes. Chet with the ball, passing to Giddey, putting up the contested shot, and it's no good. Houston ends up getting the comeback and winning the game. VanVleet, the leading scorer with 18 points, but man, there was what, seven or eight guys? Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in double-digit scoring for the Houston Rockets. A team effort, if I do say so myself. Okay, finally seeing some action from these Denver Nuggets as they had a bye in the first round. They're going back and forth with the Sacramento Kings to our surprise here. And the Kings pull away and get the upset against the Denver Nuggets. Jokic had 22, 9, and 9. But that was not enough as De'Aaron Fox, another high-scoring game, 34 points. Malik Monk with 19, Keegan Murray with 12, and Sabonis with the huge double-double. All right, San Antonio versus New Orleans. San Antonio, of course, getting that huge upset in round 1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, keeping a decent little lead here against the Pelicans. As we're down into the final minute, they have a 4-point lead, and they're going to go ahead and take this one by 3 points, 123 to 120, despite CJ McCollum getting those 37 points. Wemby had 29, Keldon Johnson 24, Devin Vassell with 13, and the Spurs take it again to go on to the next round. The final 4 teams in the West, or should I say the Elite 8, we got Sacramento and Utah on one end and Houston and San Antonio on the other. Very unlikely matchups. I think we were at least expecting either an OKC, LA Clippers, a Denver Nuggets. You know, Minnesota, of course, they don't have a history of doing very well, but I think we would have expected at least one of those other 3 teams to be here, and they are not. We just have a play-in team, and we have a bunch of draft lottery teams here in these final 4 West matchups. Starting off with a classic, of course, the San Antonio Spurs and the Houston Rockets. The Spurs getting the early lead. It's a little bit of back and forth. We'd love to see some more magical runs from the Rockets as they're now up 3 with 1:20 left in the game. Cedi Osman with the inbound. Keldon Johnson getting the ball near half court. I can't tell who's guarding him right now. Oh, it is Eason, and oh my goodness, Zach Collins with the illegal screen. That is really bad timing for the San Antonio Spurs. This time they do have Wemby in the clutch. Jalen Green bringing this ball up. Van Fleet is not on the court right now for the Rockets. We'll see if that bites them later and hurts them in their chances to win this game. They're running the pick and roll, and despite Wemby contesting, Jalen Green able to get the tough finish. As now we got Jones bringing the ball up, down by 5 for the Spurs. Are they going to call a pick here? Yes, they are. Wemby with a little slip and a pick and a bucket. There you go. The Rockets they're up by 3 with the ball. 15 seconds left on this shot clock. They're going to get a screen here from Şengün. Jones gets stuck. Jalen Green open 3. He misses it. Wemby with the board. The Spurs have a chance to tie it up right here if they go for a 3-point attempt. Passing off to Wemby, who's going to take it to Jabari Smith Jr. And oh my goodness, what in the world? What a snazzy little reversal layup he had there. Thompson, the rookie, bringing the ball back up. Rockets up 1, giving it back off to Jalen Green at the top of the key to run a play. Jones guarding him. They're running another pick and roll with Şengün. Jones able to sort of getting around the screen this time. Missing. Şengün with the offensive rebound and the dunk to put the Rockets back up by 3 as the Spurs call a timeout. Okay, what have the Spurs got in them? They're running the inbounds play. Devin Vassell looking to get the ball at the top here. Sohan getting the ball right back, running back and forth and just throwing up a weird 3. I'm not sure what that was, but I mean, it was an open look. It was a bit deep though, and not able to get it to go down. The Rockets now at the free throw line. They really just need 1 to put this game out of reach. There you go, up by 4. 1 more ought to really do it here. And sure enough, they're going to go up by 5. So San Antonio now needs to put up a quick shot. They're not going fast enough. Yeah, this isn't happening. Jones with the 3 at the buzzer, missing it. And the Rockets are going to go on to the West Finals. Jalen Green with 16 points. Dylan Brooks with 15. Van Fleet only had 7 points this game, 2 of 7 from the field. A bad look compared to the last one, but nonetheless, the team was able to do it and move on. The Jazz and the Kings. Kings taking an early lead. Jazz coming right back. It's a close game. It's what you like to see in these competitive matchups as a neutral fan. Down with 2 minutes left. The Kings, though, able to pull away, and they're going to win this one by double digits. Domantas Sabonis was the Elite 8 MVP with 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 16 assists and 2 steals in that one, shooting 50% from 3. Wemby for the Spurs ended up getting the Elite 8 MVP on the other end despite his team losing. So now we have the Kings playing the Rockets for a chance to play the Bucks in the single elimination March Madness style NBA Finals. Alright, it's a close game right now here in the second quarter. The Kings up right now against the Rockets, and they're starting to pull away a little bit, but now the Rockets trying to reel it on back in. They're down by 7 with a minute left. It's a little bit of back and forth scoring, but that's not going to be enough for the Rockets as the Kings end up winning the West Finals 121 to 115. Sabonis with 31 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, Fox with 29 points, and they will move on to play against the Milwaukee Bucks. So the Bucks, of course, the home team in this final game. It's neck and neck, back and forth, but the Kings, oh man, they are making it a competitive game. The Bucks now have a double-digit lead here late in the fourth quarter. Looks like they might go ahead and take this one. And sure enough, the Milwaukee Bucks are going to end up winning the single elimination NBA Finals against the Sacramento Kings. Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo winning the championship together with Doc Rivers as the coach. An insane run here to get the title. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about these results. I'm less surprised that the Bucks won the whole thing and more surprised at the final four teams from the West that we had. A very interesting run from all four of those teams. Click the video on the screen now for another March Madness themed simulation style video.